everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. So, I actually tried reacting to Neo Tarot's reading like 2 days ago. And unfortunately, at the same time that I was reacting, there was a dust storm here in Albuquerque. And for those that don't know what those are, dust storms are when the wind is just whipping around really wild, 50-mile-an-hour winds. It's crazy. And it can get so strong, the wind, that it will mess with your electricity and it also mess with your internet, which is what happened to me. So I was almost done with the react and then the internet went out, which messed up my recording. So we are actually redoing this, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Sometimes a redo is needed. So, what are we here for? We are here for the lovely, the talented, the awesome Neo Tarot because she did a reading not just on Foodie, but on Salah's sister. And how does the sister feel about Foodie Beauty? I would imagine Salah's whole family does not really feel good about Foodie, but we're going to get into how does the sister-in-law feel about Foodie Beauty? Like what's the insight there? And this reading was really great. It was really interesting, and I would love to react to it and just share it with all of you and give my thoughts as well. So let me just go ahead and share the screen, and we can all just react together. So take it away, Neo.
It's way darn complex. I'm done with work. Can we meet up?
Oh, I forgot to say, I am so sorry. If you're someone and you're brand new to my channel and you've never heard of Neo Tarot, she does all kinds of awesome tarot readings. She even does private readings. And if you are interested in a private reading, just look on any of her videos, look for the link for the merch store, go into the merch store, and you can get a private reading with Neo. But she does all kinds of readings on celebrities, singers, actors, actresses, even interesting places. And I really do hope that you look down below, look for the link for the original video, follow it back to her channel, and check out all of her great content. With that said, let's get on to Neo.
I'll see you in court. So there's a lot of things that she's hiding and or, again, keeping secret when it comes to him. Rigged games. How does Jay-Z currently feel about Beyonce? Hey y'all, hey, let's get into this intuitive reading, this intuitive message for Foodie Beauty and her sister-in-law. Okay, so this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Sometimes the tea is hot, sometimes it's not. You have to watch the video to the end to determine for yourself. If you are new here, welcome. And if you're always here, welcome back, friend. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. All right, so let's get into this reading. The reason around this reading, I like to give, some context. So in the message, in the comment section, one of the subbies said, yeah, something about, okay, so I said something about him wanting to spend time with his family and her saying that she hates nothing about it in the last reading or about him. She loves him specifically. But there's manipulation. And so the subby said that she had recently exposed the sister and the sister was liking comments. And so let's just get into that, okay? Because I've been picking up for some time that there are some issues within the family and how they see Chantal, Foodie Beauty. So in regards to the sister-in-law's relationship, I don't know her name, and Chantal. All right, so she is acknowledging when it comes to the relationship with the sister-in-law that it is raining cats and dogs. There's a temporary intensity. One must surrender so that this can pass. One must also release. Hmm. And request and or is in need of a cleansing, like a spiritual bath. And this is because someone is hiding behind their actions, because higher intuitively they know this isn't right. Multiple moving pieces. It's multifaceted. It's juggling. They're sweating like a sinner in church. Okay, filled with guilt, remorse, nerves, worry, confession, coming clean, apology, and integrity is needed. Again, this has to do with coming up just a little too short in the area of love. This is their issue. This is what's being discussed. Being too big for your britches, arrogant vanity, self importance, being high and mighty, modesty is needed. And again, it's around this blue blazing, hotter than blue blazes relationship, not listening to your higher intuitive self, people pleasing, pride, ego is within this relationship as well. It's a fire sign, and or could be acknowledging passionate but yet chaotic in the area of business and also in the area of pleasure, sexual energy, emotional energy, creative energy. But then there's also this energy of solar plexus energy, the fire and ability to do what you want to do because you can.
Okay, I'm going to go back. I would like to go back here to these two cards. Like what I'm getting off of the it's raining cats and dogs and the sweating like a sinner in church. Those cards are so Foodie Beauty. Like she is someone that she likes to create storms. She, Spirit is saying she doesn't like sunny weather for a variety of reasons, but she's not about positive energy. She's not about sunny skies and fair weather conditions. She likes drama. She likes chaos. She likes to be in the middle of chaos. And so to do that, she creates storms. So she goes out of her way to make drama, to be in the middle of drama. And then when it starts raining cats and dogs, when the consequences of her actions and her words start raining down upon her, then she becomes this, the sweating like a sinner in church. Like she's over here, like, I didn't do it, hiding her face. I didn't do it. I'm not responsible. Like it wasn't me, you know. And so like, I feel like all the different colored tiles behind the woman are very significant, as I've mentioned before. To me, this feels like it's it's how Foodie's mind works in a way. Like she's got all these different colored thoughts and feelings and emotions going on inside of her, and they're all splintered. One's going over here, one's going over here, one's going over here, but nothing really comes together and forms something cohesive or something that makes sense. It's just, like she has a thought, she has an emotion, it's very brief, and then it passes, and then on to the next one. So there's a sense of raining cats and dogs, raining cats and dogs, raining cats and dogs, being in the middle of a storm, creating a storm. And then after you create the storm, then moving next door and going, wasn't me. Always trying to hide her real self, hide behind the fan, act innocent. That's Foodie. And then also these two cards, the too big for your britches card. What am I getting off of that? Spirit is saying, Foodie, how that card is significant to me is the Spirit is saying, you're trying to fit into something where you don't fit. And you're not even trying to fit in. Does that make sense? Like where you are and how you're presenting yourself, it's not a good fit. Like by taking on something that is not true to your authentic self, like you're out of place. You're completely out of place. So you're in a place within yourself and outside of yourself where you don't fit in. And you don't fit in. You stick out like a sore thumb. Like everywhere you go, everything you do, you stick out like a sore thumb because you put yourself in a place and around people where you're an outsider. You'll always be an outsider because you're not doing anything to fit in. And the flower behind the person, the flower wilting, I think that signifies the fact that the life that you're leading right now with Salah, the life that you have been leading, it's not been one of nourishment. You're feeling very wilted right now. You're feeling very sick. Like this idea of love that you had with Salah, it's the idea has wilted. It's gone sour. Like the petals are falling off the flower because the time of this fantasy that you've been pursuing, that you've been presenting in front of people, uh, the petals are falling off and the truth is being revealed. Also, with this last card, with the sacral energy in the background, when you do readings on Foodie, Neo, you always pick up a lot of sexual sacral energy all the time that you do. And I feel that that's where she operates from. She operates from that place of just, I want to say, primal energy, very just impulsive, almost animalistic. Like she's always operating from the fire, like whatever fires her up, whatever gets her going. In the meantime, the flowers, the purple flowers in front of the ball of fire, where the sacral energy and the higher self should be connected and work together, she's far and away from her spiritual self. It's like you're over here on one side burning like a ball of flame, and you're ignoring the higher spiritual self that really you should be paying attention to and tapping into.
Mhm. And request and or is in need of a cleansing, like a spiritual bath. And this is because someone is hiding behind their actions, because higher intuitively they know this isn't right. Multiple moving pieces. It's multifaceted. It's juggling.
Yeah.
They're sweating like a sinner in church. Okay, filled with guilt, remorse, nerves, worry, confession, coming clean, apology, and integrity is needed. Again, this has to do with coming up just a little too short in the area of love. This is their issue. This is what's being discussed. Being too big for your britches, arrogant vanity, self-importance, being high and mighty, modesty is needed. And again, it's around this blue blazing, hotter than blue blazes relationship, not listening to your higher intuitive self, people pleasing, pride, ego is within this relationship as well. It's a fire sign, and or could be acknowledging passionate but yet chaotic in the area of business and also in the area of pleasure, sexual sexual energy, emotional energy, creative energy. But then there's also this energy of solar plexus energy, the fire and ability to do what you want to do because you can. So how does sister currently feel about Chantal Foodie Beauty? Okay, so she's acknowledging on the surface that she's coming off like, I'm born to shine. I'm a diamond girl. But she's acknowledging subconsciously she's really just a copycat. She's acknowledging that there's some information. It's old, it's expired, but it's there. And it feels like this is what they're going to use to kind of bring up. Or that this information is being brought up about her. She's also acknowledging when it comes to Chantal Foodie Beauty, that to be careful, they both look the same. Salt or sugar looks can be deceiving, and that she's an envious person.
And isn't it funny, Foodie? Because I know you watch my tarot readings. Isn't it funny that people on the internet that react to you, that we have a certain impression of you because of you going live and you doing your videos? Like, the impression that we have of you is because of everything you've done and everything you've said in your videos. We formed this conclusion based on the content that you produced for your channel over the years. But people in your real life, people that have actually met you and talked to you, they have a different point of view. They got a different perspective. They feel the same way about you that we do. So the people on the internet that react to you, like myself, and the people that are in your real life, both groups are getting the same impression of you. Why is that? Maybe it's because of how you present yourself to both groups. You think that you're mysterious, but you're not. People can see through you more than you think. You're not as clever as you think you are. And the mask that you wear isn't as concealing as you think it is.
How does Chantel feel about sister-in-law, current energy? She feels like she's under a spiritual attack when it comes to the sister-in-law, that she's fighting off negative energies and fighting a spiritual warfare and needing to clear her energy. So let me just say this. If you go back a couple of readings, I said allegedly that this reading is completely alleged and for entertainment purposes, that if you play these games, there's always somebody who knows how to play it a little bit better. And when I say that, I mean too that culturally, not to say that they're into the brouhaha, but culturally, there are people that know how to use the elements of this earth to bring forth their desires and their manifestations. They also know how to uncross someone who is trying to send negative vibes, negative energy, negative things their way. And so when you are in tune and you can use your discernment to see through, thank you, Spirit, the mask, you arm yourself with protection. And so what she feels like is a spiritual attack is nothing more than one protecting themselves. Because if you play them games, you win them prizes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, Chantal, if you feel like you're under spiritual attack from somebody or a group of people, what you are interpreting as they must be sending stuff at me. They might be doing spells and rituals on me and wishing me harm. Understand that really might be what might be going on is you're just getting the bounce back from energy, from things that you yourself have done. Like whatever you do, whatever you send out into the universe, always comes back right around and boomerangs you in the back of the head. And depending on what you sent out is what you get back. If you're sending out bad energy to people, if you're doing things you know you shouldn't be doing, if you're doing rituals and spells on people or having other people do rituals and spells on your behalf, thinking that if somebody else physically does it, you are removed from the circle of damage or consequence, you are seriously wrong because you were the starting point and you are the ending point. So just because your physical hands didn't do anything doesn't mean that you are removed from consequence. You're very much involved with it. So the spiritual attack, it's not so much other people attacking you. It's really you attacking yourself. The more ugly you send out to the universe, the more ugly is going to come back. And depending on how severe the ugly is, the more severe the consequences. That's just how it works.
Okay. She's also acknowledging that she's under a spiritual attack because she's fulfilling a fantasy. She feels like this is what the sister feels. Okay.
And of course, Foodie would take that point of view. The point of view of, I'm a victim. Everybody's picking on me. Why is everybody always picking on me? You know, of course, Chantal's going to take the point of view of, why is everybody in an uproar? I'm just fulfilling a fantasy. I just came to the Middle East and paid a guy to be my companion for the sake of my YouTube channel. What's the big deal? Well, the big deal, Chantal, is the damage, the things that you've done in the Middle East, the way that you've embarrassed the family and the things they've had to deal with because of you. Like, that's the part that you're not seeing. That's the part that you're not feeling. And you've always taken the point of view of, Other people's pain, not my problem. I'm not responsible for the pain that other people go through. All I care about is myself. So, where you may take the point of view of, I'm doing nothing wrong, I would think the family has a different point of view and a different feeling, and that matters.
And I don't know why, but this comes up a lot when it comes to Chantal allegedly, that it is just a lot of that energy, that kind of energy, that very I want mine kind of energy. And so when this card comes out, it's about making sure that you get yours, but they get theirs as well. And this feels like she's under a spiritual attack because of her choices. She feels like the family is pointing fingers, pointing blame because of her choices, because her desire to do things in what feels like an unconventional way. But it also feels like the
Can I say something about that tantric card for just a second? Like what I'm picking up off that card, I feel it represents how she is with Salah. Like she's very clingy, always clinging to him. She doesn't want to let him go, although she knows she should let him go because he's not in love with her. She's tried really hard to buy his love, thinking that if she just wears him down long enough, that if she sticks around long enough, it's going to happen. It's not happened yet. It's not going to happen. But just like the pose of these two figures, like her just clinging on tight, absolutely clinging to this figure, like, don't let me go. Don't let me go. Like, I'm going to cling on to you. I'm going to be all up in your face. That is what Chantal does. She doesn't allow a person to be who they're supposed to be and go where they're supposed to go and pursue their own happiness. She's all about, wherever you go, take me with you. I'm going to cling to you. I am going to just hold on to you and wrap myself around you to where you can't even move.
fingers pointing blame because of her choices, because her desire to do things in what feels like an unconventional way. But it also feels like the family is very aware of what she's doing. And it feels like to make ends meet. How does the family currently feel about Chantal? Yeah. They feel like she's trying to burn evidence. They feel like there's fire sign here, passionate but yet chaotic. But they feel like she's trying to burn some evidence. Look at this, all this fire. They feel like when it comes to her, she's trash and they're trying to throw away, get rid of, tossing it out. Spirit says go back. It feels like they're trying to get rid of her, like trying to burn her. Like,
You know what the funny part about this react is, Neo? Just something for you. Recently, YouTube took down quite a few of Chantal's videos for self harm content, but there were also quite a few that Foodie Chantal privated. Not quite sure why, but she was extremely angry, making threats, going after people. And I have to wonder if she did that to kind of hide that from the family as well. So that maybe that's the burning evidence.
just get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? Just throw it out. The situation is about to explode. Shit is about to pop off in flames. There's an energy of betrayal, deceit, backstab, traitor, not to be trusted. Um,
And I'm getting something off that betrayal card. To me, that feels like a snake that is curled up and ready to strike. Like the snake is just waiting for the right moment to strike. Its eyes are wide open and it's looking at the target saying, I am ready to strike you. I'm just waiting for the right moment.
feel like she is running away.
Hey.
Thank you, Spirit. Watching this shit go down and enjoying the gossip. They hear. Anything else? I was about to say, how does a father feel? Same 3 cards come out when it comes to her. She's trash. Burning the evidence. And she's betrayed them in some form of fashion. Chantel and sister-in-law. it comes to these two, there is you reap what you sow.
Oop. And I oop. Yeah, at some point the chickens got to come home to roost. Seems like they are.
Okay. There's some form of planting a seed, and this is activating someone's soul subconsciously in the middle of the deck. It's causing someone to have rage and confusion. Fire sign again. The yin and the yang. It's balance.
Let's talk about those two cards, the soul activation card and the rage and confusion. Life is about balance, and everybody is always looking to find their own sense of balance. When everything is in balance, you find happiness within the balance. And with Chantal, things have been very, very, very out of balance. And there have been signs that she's been given that she's out of balance. That this whole fantasy that she's been pursuing has been way out of balance. Nothing has been balanced for a very long time. And the signs that she was given that things are out of balance is the unhappiness, the misery, the upset. When you're around somebody or you're doing something that is not good for you, you will be given signs, all kinds of signs, but emotions are sometimes clear signs that something's wrong and it needs to be fixed. So the universe wants to put things in balance and it's been very, very patient with Chantal, trying to just give her the signs that change needs to happen. They've been waiting for her to do things on her own. They've been poking at her and prodding at her and saying, hey, are you paying attention? Look over here. Like, you need to look at this. And she doesn't want to hear it. She doesn't want to acknowledge the imbalance, because acknowledging it would mean she has to change herself. She has to change her life. She has to change her ways. She fights against balance. Thank you, Spirit. Like, Spirit is telling me she fights against balance. She's very much I want things to be imbalanced if it favors me. If I get what I want and if it makes me happy, then everything's good. But everything is not good. Because at the same time she gets what she wants, she's not happy. She's not growing. She's not evolving. She's not changing in the way that she should. So balance has been coming through. It's fighting its way through for the sake of what needs to happen is going to happen. And with Chantal, this is creating the rage and confusion. Like, this is literally her. What do you mean there has to be balance? What do you mean I can't have what I want all the time when I want it? Like, she's still in that, I don't even know what to call it. She's in that, I want to say it's a selfish, one-sided brain way of thinking of everything my way or hit the highway. Like the universe is tired of waiting on her to fix herself. And so they're stepping in and saying, well, if you ain't going to do it, I guess we got to do it the hard way. So that's what's happening.
The yin and the yang. It's balance. And it feels like you don't like it now that it's our turn. What's that saying? It's not so fun when the rabbit got the... Okay.
It's not so fun when the rabbit done... Dang it. I had it on the tip of my tongue. Let me try again. It's not so fun when the rabbit done got caught. Something like that. My grandma used to say it to me. Why can't I say it right now? I don't know.
What is Chantel hiding from sister-in-law? Tension around the family matters. And there goes that Fire sign again. She's also hiding from the family that there's a situation around a fling ting. She's
Ooh.
also trying to tap into some type of spiritual advice. It just keeps saying that. What is sister-in-law hiding from Chantal? They're not into you. Just not that into you. And it's also acknowledging that someone else is not that into you, almost like Salah. This feels like a dig. Like he ain't even that into you for real, for real. Because look, we have that they have obstacles in their relationship. She's hiding that he could be talking to them about y'all's issues as well. Like you think it's cool, but nah. And they said they playing mind games with you, but every day, okay? Chestnut.
Yeah, I'm getting the impression with the family that they smile in your face, Chantal, but when you're not around, they're not smiling. Especially if Salah's going back and telling them what's really going on. I'm sure they've heard a lot. And they're not happy about what they've heard. And the more they hear about the nonsense, all the nonsense, the more determined they're going to get you out of there. Like the nonsense has to stop at some point. As I said earlier, you are in a place and you are around people, like everything around you right now, it's something that's not meant for you. It doesn't fit with you. You went over to Kuwait to fulfill a fantasy. Maybe you just wanted to know what it was like to be married without actually being married. You wanted to play out this whole marriage thing on YouTube and turn it into an arc and make money. You made a little bit of money and you got a sort of uh, fake, phony marriage experience. But where you are and who you're around, it's not a good fit. It's truly not a good fit. And that's what's led to all this unhappiness. And if you want to feel happy again, you've got to find what truly fits with you and not be such a forcer where you're forcing your way into people's lives and forcing your way into places and circumstances where you're not welcome and you're not invited and you're not embraced. You can't just say I want this person and I want this life and force your way into it and expect there to be good result. You've got to grow up a little bit and say there are things meant for me and there are things not meant for me. And it's okay if something is not meant for me because there are going to be things that are meant for me. And I'm going to know what's right and what's wrong by the way I feel when I'm involved in a situation or around a person. If I'm feeling unhappy, that's a road sign. I'm going to pay attention. But you've always been a person that you do not respect boundaries. You don't respect other people's feelings. You do not pay attention to other people's level of unhappiness when you're around. You take your fist and you just force your way through, and that is not the way to go through life.
Checkers. They skirting on you like every day. Chantal, and sister-in-law. Someone's using their higher intuitive self. They're tapping in to their emotions, divination, esoteric, their wisdom, their knowledge, so that things will be revealed. Subconsciously, there is delayed news. Okay, with the Page of Swords, there's planning, and this is why it's delayed. They're calculating. One is calculating. They're becoming a mathematician with this. So skilled. And this is going to leave someone, the sister-in-law or Chantel, with the Sun card in reverse: a lack of enthusiasm, sadness, unrealistic expectations, ego, conceitedness, oppression, miscarriage, stillbirth, abortion. And you guys have told me about her not being able to carry. So it just feels like someone could be making sure that your manifestations, never bear fruit. What is their biggest obstacle? Thank you. Remember, I read biggest obstacle in reverse. Interesting. These cards came out. The Sun card in reverse, lack of enthusiasm, sadness, depression, ego, oppression, miscarriage, all an obstacle. With the Page of Swords in reverse, malice, hypocrisy, suspicion, problems, someone who is unconcerned with the feelings of others, all an obstacle. And then with the Ace of Pentacles, affecting your finances, affecting your heart chakra, affecting your boundaries, lack of money, poor financial control, lack of opportunity or lost opportunity, all an obstacle. Again, Spirit is guiding me to say this: leave people alone. There's this energy of when you mess with someone and you push their buttons and you put them in a space where they have no other choice but to protect themselves, you can't be mad. Like, you just can't. What's next? Thank you, Spirit. What's next for Chantal and her sister-in-law? I'll ask that question in just a second. With the Knight of Swords in reverse, missed opportunity, out of your depth, out of control, left behind, rude, tactless, someone who opposes and upsets your plans, and subconsciously, there's new ideas, new plans, breakthrough, success, communication, vision. There's clarity now. Okay. In the middle of the deck with the King of Pentacles, masculine energy, earth sign energy, fatherly energy is having security now, focusing on his empire and bettering himself and acknowledging that he has a wealthy business and he's a mature, grounded male, enterprising, someone who is preoccupied with their financial matters. Like, now that that's out of the way, let's get back to the matters at hand, which are finances, heart chakra having balance, and having healthy boundaries. It feels like they're pushing you out of the nest. You're no longer welcome. How does sister feel about her information being on the internet?
Can I say something really quick, because the reading is almost over? Chantal, you are one person. You're very disorganized in your thinking. You run strictly on emotion most of the time. Like, you don't have the ability to plan very well. Salah's family is composed of many people who have very calm energy, and they're very, very centered. And what are you going to do against a great many people? I know that you don't have much respect for the family unit, but some families are very, very strong and very, very strongly connected. And they look out for each other. They love each other. And although I've never met Salah's family, I will probably never meet them. I'm getting the energy from them right now that they're very calm people, very centered, like I said. And like, you are just a ball of chaos. So once again, you don't fit in to who they are, what they're about. And the more you try to push them around, the more you try to push your way through and get your way, the more they're going to push back. And you're one person and they are many people, like a collection of many minds and many souls. And you just don't have the artillery to fight against all that. So stop trying to force your way into something you know you don't fit in. It's just, be who you are supposed to be and leave people alone that don't want to be bothered.
That's what Subby said. All right. With the Two of Swords, she feels like she's sitting on the fence. There's decisions that need to be made at the heart of it. She wants peace, but this does make her feel like there's a crossroad. She didn't see this coming. The eyes are blinded. I do see water in the background acknowledging that this is emotional. This creates some anxiety, some sadness, but what's hidden will be revealed. There's also an energy of difficult decision, painful choices. This is stressful. This makes her feel like she's the op, she being a Chantel, but she's being torn between two relationships as well. Divided loyalty with the Ace of Wands in reverse, throwing water on a flame, fire sign energy. She's acknowledging hesitant, missed opportunities, wasted talent, and potential infertility. So subconsciously, it's about this fire sign when it comes to how she feels about what was happening. Okay, this energy. Um, she's also acknowledging that that's cool. That's cool. I get what I give. That's interesting. Justice. There will be karmic justice. There will be justice. There will be consequences and legal disputes, law, truth, honesty, integrity, cause and effect. There will be life lessons because of what you've done, Chantal. Contracts, binding agreements, settlements, and an apology. That's interesting because yesterday, well, not yesterday, that day I did the reading, it kept saying there's going to be a fake apology, and here it says an apology. Decisions needed to maintain justice, law, and order. There will be balance. Yes. Libra sign energy is on this card as well, sending you all love and light. Now we sit back and let the universe do what the universe does.
Amazing reading by Neo Tarot. Thank you so much for doing it, Neo. I love reacting to your readings. So, for anybody on my channel that you are not familiar yet with Neo Tarot, please look down below after this video ends for the original link for the original video. And you can check out all of Neo Tarot's wonderful readings and maybe sub up to her channel. Give her a like, give her a sub, leave a comment. Tell her how much you enjoy her doing these reacts on Foodie and the whole Foodie verse. So thanks, everybody. I'm going to go and put this on YouTube, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.